How much worse could it possibly get? Weabeard's Jealousy. Welcome back once again. I know I put this one off for a couple of days. I needed to take some personal time and several baths, you and me both. Nothing will ever wash away the memory of this beard. And now the entire audience is stained as well. On a more serious note, my favorite new YouTuber made a video about Weabeard. Oh my god, I think she's talking about me. Am I nervous? Hell yeah. Check his channel out if you guys want. He's a good, down-to-earth guy, and he deserves all the support. Oh, I thank you for being here. If you're watching this, then yes, thank you. He's part of the reason that I kept posting when I started to get cold feet about it. To Dirt, you are awesome. Thanks for taking the time to message me and lift my mood. It's because of you that I decided to post today and stop putting it off. Yeah, OP is in the Discord server, quite active there as well. Very nice to have her. Thanks for hanging out. You guys could join too. Links in the description. All right, over the course of the next few months, I had only grown more and more distant with Weabeard, finding myself withdrawing more and more into the virtual community just to kind of escape from him. So of course, he had to find his ways to ruin that for me as well. He would log in and then demand that I place my avatar near his at all times. Oh god. He would butt into conversations I was having with my friends on there, and then get genuinely upset if I didn't respond to him. He began typing out little role plays in asterisks at me, and then got mad if I didn't reciprocate. He's living in your house though, this is so ridiculous. Last but certainly not least, he would get absolutely insufferable around any other guy that came anywhere near me. My gay guy friend that I've known for 10 years, nope, he's gotta go. A chick friend of mine that happened to equip a male avatar to show me, she better not stand her pixels anywhere near mine, by God. The most ridiculous part of all of this is that while he did all of this crap, he was literally sitting next to me on the couch, no less than 2 feet away from me. Oh, that's some of that good deep cringe, isn't it? He would purposely type something out to me on the client, a question, a comment, an interaction, and then get pissed that I wasn't responding to him in the chat. These are levels of insecurity that shouldn't even be scientifically possible. I'm amazed. I'd respond to him in person, you know, because he was sitting right there. This wasn't good enough, apparently. You should respond in the chat room, he would whine. Why? What's the point? You're right here. He would never give me a straight answer, but a friend of mine had a theory. Weabeard was trying to shove it in people's faces that he was my boyfriend, unless anyone dared think they have a chance with me. And the more this bizarre behavior continued, the more I started to agree. It got to the point where he would log into the client from his cell phone in the middle of work to check up on me if he saw me online or sitting in a chat room with any guys present at all. Jesus, dude, what a mess. And the whole time OP's like, I can fix him. Just a reminder for everybody out there, you can't fix them. It's not your responsibility to fix them. It's time to move on. And eventually OP did, so I guess it's fine. Anyways, not even his own best friend was spared his paranoia. I'm gonna refer to his friend as Crusty Beard. You know when someone breathes through their mouth so much that they form these foamy little crusties at the corners of their mouth? Bro, that means you need to hydrate. As you can plainly see, Crusty Beard is a whole other pile of skin-crawling cringe that I am not prepared to get into at this moment. Weabeard came home one day and told me, I don't feel comfortable with you hanging around in Crusty Beard's chat rooms. Why not? I asked in confusion. Well, he likes to cyber with girls a lot, and I don't know, he's kind of a philanderer. I blinked stupidly at him for what seemed like eons.
Well, I just don't want anything like that happening behind my back,
he continued. Yeah, okay. Well, I understand that, but I'm freaking asexual. You absolute potato, I shot at him. I'm the last person on this earth that you should worry about getting with anyone behind your back. Somehow that didn't make him feel better, because the insecurity is coming from inside the beard. This doesn't even scratch the surface of the absolute hatred he reserved for another friend of mine, however. During the time that I had been growing distant with Weabeard, I'd been getting closer to a mutual friend of ours. I'm gonna name him Isaac, after the main character in one of our favorite games. Binding of Isaac? Sick. Isaac was a normal, non-beardy guy that met Weabeard and I through the virtual community because of his shared interest in art. He had expressed a desire to learn how to do what I did, creating texture maps that he could equip on his avatar. He was also in a similar situation to me, feeling trapped in a relationship with his boyfriend of over 10 years. I won't go into too much detail on that out of respect for him, but his boyfriend had almost catfished him, only showing older pictures of himself when he was thinner and much more attractive looking. They dated for 5 years online. And then Isaac moved out to be with him and found out that he was not the person in the pictures whatsoever. I mean, are we taking into account the fact that they dated for 5 whole years? That's half a decade, I don't know. At least they were pictures of him, old pictures of him, but yeah. His boyfriend had been cyboring with other guys, you know, through the cell phone. I can't remember what the Zoomers call it. His boyfriend was a grade A addict for physical intimacy. Isaac has the same problem that I do when it comes to finding a stable relationship. He's asexual as well. He has his own reasons that are almost as traumatic as my own, but again, out of respect, we will not delve into them. So, we were spending a lot of time on call through Discord, just kind of mutually venting out our frustrations when our boyfriends weren't around. Oh, this Discord server's like one long hen night, right? Weabeard had previously been super cool with Isaac, even buying him Steam games and chatting with him daily on the client. The moment that he and I started spending more time together, everything changed. Anytime Isaac and I found a common interest in something, be it a game or music, art style, YouTube channel, what have you, Weabeard would suddenly have a great, seething dislike for said thing. Isaac, Dead Space is like one of my favorite games. I really like the storyline. OP, hell yeah, I love Dead Space, man. Weabeard, Dead Space sucks. It's super overrated. Isaac, hey, did you know Meat Canyon uploaded a new video? OP, yeah, I watched it. It was so cringy, dude. Weabeard, Meat Canyon's gross. Why do you watch that stuff? Because it's gross. Art is just supposed to make you feel something. It doesn't have to be something good. So on and so forth until Weabeard hit me with the absolute dumbest thing he ever could have said. Isaac and I had expressed a mutual interest in dragons. I like dragons because my father had liked dragons. My dad owned a dojo and taught mixed martial arts after he'd been discharged from the military, and the mascot he had chosen for his dojo had been a Chinese dragon. Weabeard decided, for whatever reason, on this fine day to tell me, I'm kinda getting sick of dragons. Who asked you, dude? What? Such a non sequitur. I just kinda looked at him. What the hell are you talking about? Sick of dragons? What does that even mean? OP gets it. I don't know. I'm just sick of hearing about him, he said. Is that an everyday topic of conversation for you? Jesus. Okay, well, thanks for crapping all over the memory of my father, I guess, I said. Suddenly, Weabeard seemed to realize what he had just done and tried to backpedal and apologize, but I was done listening to it. You know, Weabeard, I find it funny that anything Isaac likes, you suddenly hate. Even stuff that you told me before that you liked as well. Or did you suddenly forget that you told me that? I think you just don't like Isaac, and you're acting like a jealous a-hole, I accused.
I don't have anything against Isaac. He's my friend too, and I never said I hated anything he liked. You must be remembering the wrong person saying that or something.
Weabeard gaslighted. No, I know what you've said, and you're not pulling this crap with me again. And if you like Isaac so much, why are you being such a to him lately? You think we're hooking up behind your back or something? He's with another guy, and he's asexual. Weabeard denied this accusation as well, of course. Jesus, dude, why does every Neckbeard level deflection up to like max level immediately? It's just getting ridiculous. Unbeknownst to me, during the time that all of this was going on, Weabeard had been incessantly messaging Isaac on Discord, asking him for advice on what to do in order to keep our relationship going. Isaac told him, well, she's already been in a lot of controlling and abusive relationships, man, so all this stuff you're doing, like demanding she interact with you in a certain way, or forcing her to sit or stand with you, or telling her you don't want her logging into the client, yeah, Weabeard had actually told me one day that he didn't want me logging in because he didn't want me hanging out with my friends. But isn't that also where you do work? Okay, never mind. All of that stuff you're doing is just gonna drive her further and further away. You need to just let her be her and stop forcing her attention, Isaac finished. Pretty sound advice, in my opinion. Do you think that Weabeard took this advice? Hell no! He just ramped up the gaslighting, the jealous behavior, and the stupid comments about hating anything that Isaac and I had a shared interest in. Like, really, by choosing to say that you don't like the thing, all you're doing is ostracizing yourself. You realize that, right? Finally, we come to the last year of this horrible relationship, and it certainly ended with a bang. Eventually, I did break up with Weabeard. Huzzah! He moved into the spare bedroom, I kept my own room, and we agreed on splitting bills and food until he had a way to get his own place. Well, not ideal, but okay. Before the breakup, however, Weabeard had expressed to me that he wanted to try out a
couple more fantasies of his.
Ew. I was extremely hesitant because of the last fantasy that he wanted to try out. This time, however, they're involved adding another person into the mix. To paraphrase, he wanted me to get intimate with someone else while he watched from like a corner or inside of a closet. No! I think OP's been pretty clear about this. I know this isn't exactly an uncommon interest, but it was definitely not something that I was into. I'm monogamous, 100%, so obviously I refused. The second fantasy was that he wanted me to pretend that I was asleep while he
had his way with my body.
This freaking redacted wanted me to just lay there and not move and just let him do whatever he wanted. Suddenly, some of the odd things that he had been doing started to make a whole lot of sense to me in this moment. While we had been together, Weabeard had taken up the habit of taking photos of me while I was passed out in bed. Just photos of me sleeping. I thought it was weird, and I did ask him to stop and delete the pictures, but he would always defend himself, saying,
"You just look so innocent when you're asleep."
That doesn't make anything better, dude. My spine is in orbit. Weabeard had also at this same time purchased many different kinds of sleep aids, claiming that
I've been having trouble sleeping lately, so I just wanted to try these out.
I never actually saw him take any of them. I hope you know where I'm going with this. The final straw for me fell into place one day when I woke up to him fondling me in my sleep. This was after we had already broken up, like months after. I had come home from work and fallen asleep on the couch in the living room. I woke up suddenly because I felt something rubbing me there. As I sat up with a start, Weabeard was there, jumping back to his own side of the couch like I had scared the ever-living crap out of him.
Oh, I was just checking on you. You don't usually sleep out here on the couch,
he said. I knew in my heart of hearts that this was a lie. I know what I felt. God, dude, it's just the worst thing ever. But I had been in that state between dreaming and awake where you can't exactly remember if you dreamt something or if it was actually happening. You know the feeling? Regardless, I scooted as far away from him as I could and just sort of went to my room feeling, I don't know, like violated. Honestly, I think that's the most perfect description. Honestly, I don't think that's just a feeling. I think that is just what happened. It's a verb. Ugh. Anyway, things were falling into place for me, and I wasn't liking the realizations that I was coming to. All of the times I would wake up sore down there, like chafed, and I would ask Weabeard if he knew anything about it.
Hey, you touch yourself in your sleep, like a lot,
he told me. I had always found this odd because nobody I had ever been with had mentioned this to me before. I promptly went out to my local hardware shop and bought a lock for the inside of my door. I was going to start locking myself in my room at night. I then extended an invitation to Isaac. I didn't tell him the extent of everything. I just told him that I felt uncomfortable with Weabeard, and I'd like to buy him a plane ticket for him to come stay with me for a while until Weabeard finally moved out. He agreed, of course. Weabeard's temper tantrum upon learning that his least favorite person in the world was about to come stay with us was absolutely magnificent. I'll go into more detail on that in the next post, however. As always, thank you for joining me on this journey, and please take care of yourselves. I don't know who out there needs to hear this, but you are beautiful, and you're worth more than you realize. Have a great day. I hate everything that happened in that story up until the last paragraph. It's just Weabeard getting away with more terrible things. But hopefully karma is gonna come down right on the back of his head. Will we get to enjoy some fireworks? I'm not quite sure. I guess we'll have to find out in the last part right now. Weabeard, parting is such sweet release. This will be my last entry for those that are following along, either here on Reddit or over there on YouTube. It's been, I'd say, fun, but honestly, I'm just glad that it's over. This post is going to be the longest one yet. I need to give a shout out once again to ReddX. Whoop whoop. Dude, I don't know how you did it, but you did it! I was able to listen to the retelling of all of this and look at it from a different perspective. I was even laughing at some points along the way. They say that laughter is the best medicine, and it really, truly is. You've given me the gift of being able to look back at some of it and laugh, and I can't thank you enough. God, that is so heartwarming, you know? I'm super glad I jumped on this story, super glad that you decided to be a part of this community. Your writing is impeccable, and I'd love another story arc, but we'll get to it when we get to it, you know? When you're ready, it'll happen. I'm definitely nowhere near a therapist, but I'm glad I was able to help, honestly. Also, I feel honored to be a part of the ReddX community on Discord. Bam, 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 I plugged it already. You're all amazing, supportive, and caring people. The best community I've ever been a part of. I look forward to many more years spending time with all of you and supporting our absolute fearless beast of a leader. I mean, I'm not actually a beast. I'm a human being from a different timeline. That's why I got the gray skin and the no eyes. Never mind. Without further ado, I send you all off with the final part of the Weabeard saga. Also, while we're talking out of character or whatever, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much. Weabeard's behavior had become insufferable in the month leading up to Isaac's visit. He had reclused to his room almost entirely, stopped bathing, stopped shaving, just stopped making any effort with his appearance at all. And he absolutely reeked. He tried to coerce me into Boom Boom a couple of times, using our shared bills as an excuse. He would say stuff like, "Well, I covered the entire electricity bill last month.
maybe we could work out some way for you to pay me back for your half.
While suggestively looking me up and down. Bro, you a creep. You lucky I don't stab you to death in your sleep. There was nothing I wanted to do less than let this sloppy, smelly man-child flop around on top of me. After his offers to be my friend with benefits didn't work, he tried a different tactic, guilt-tripping me once again.
You're literally the best thing that ever happened to me. We can work things out. Just give me a chance to make things right.
He begged. I hope you're drinking that in like a fine wine. It's over. You know it's over. It's time to move on. Get the hell out of my house. He had literally gotten down on his knees and had his arms wrapped around my legs, pinning me in place. Stomp the neck, OP. Stomp the neck! He tried this a few times. I just pried myself out of his grasp and started walking away to my room. You had a chance. It's over, so let it go, I said, before locking myself in my room. I like OP in this last half, you know? She got a lot of spunk. She telling this neckbeard how it really is. I really do love to see that. I spend most of my time now when I wasn't at work on Discord with Isaac. We'd been getting a lot closer. We did this dumb little thing where I would fall asleep with him on call with the cam going so I could feel safer while I slept. Mushy, I know. In my mind, he was everything that Weabeard should have been. All of those features that Weabeard had lied about having to gain my favor, Isaac just naturally had. He was tall at 6'3", had green eyes, long, beautiful dark hair, and he was built like a bodyguard. If I had to compare, think of that dude that played Aquaman, except like half Native American and not quite as ripped. He was also straight up with me about the things that he didn't like all that much that I was into. For instance, he's not a fan of Zelda. He just thinks it's boring. And that's okay. By the way, yes, definitely Wind Waker, excellent choice. Ooh, validation! I mean, it is probably one of the most boring. There's long trips on the water where you're doing nothing. But yes, every Zelda game is a masterpiece. Isaac was not afraid to not have every little thing in common with me. It was refreshing. It was realistic. Comparatively, Weabeard had claimed to have almost everything in common with me. The start of my suspicions at the time were confirmed when I challenged him to a fun little contest. Which of us could climb the topmost tower of Hyrule Castle the fastest, with the starting 3 hearts, and the starting stamina in Breath of the Wild? He had previously bragged that he had done it himself many times. I had also accomplished this countless times. For those who haven't played Breath of the Wild, first off, shame. Second, this task should be child's play for any person actually invested in the game. But he couldn't do it. Not even once. Why you lie about something that's like so provably false? And then like agree to the contest as well because you're trying to save face? What an idiot. He got more and more frustrated as I giggled and crap talked his tactics the whole time. Finally, he blew up at me.
Well, if you think you could do better, then you do it,
he growled at me. I promptly grabbed the controller, restarted the game, and made it to the top of Hyrule Tower with ease. He looked absolutely murderous when I deadpanned to look towards him with a smug grin on my face. A lot of other small things that we had in common also began to crumble. I like black licorice. Guess what? So did Weabeard. But strangely, he never took any whenever I would offer him some. I like smoked oysters. Hey, so did Weabeard. But he would wrinkle his nose at the smell when I snacked on him. Nobody likes black licorice and smoked oysters. Nobody I ever met in my life likes these things but me. Except for Weabeard, apparently. You get the idea though, right? He had lied about all of these common interests to win me over, obviously. Allow me to move on and gush about how awesome Isaac is by comparison once again. Man, if Isaac wasn't as gay as the day is long, I'd ship it. But it is what it is. Guys and girls can be friends too, goddammit. Don't believe the hype. There were no lies with Isaac. No grandiose claims to try and impress me. He showed me tasteful pictures of himself right away and jumped on video and voice call shortly after we had met to play games together. In addition, Isaac had finally broken things off with his ex-boyfriend and had moved away from him after one of our late night talks in which I told him he was worth so much more than that. He deserved better. I could treat him better. Our mutual friends, Isaac and I later found out, had been secretly shipping us behind our backs. I had to sit here and ponder the dynamics of this for a little bit, since Isaac had a boyfriend before, but oh, they're both asexual, so I guess shipping them makes sense in a way. But like, I don't know, can't guys and girls just be friends? Can we try that for a little bit? Whatever. Weabeard, on the other hand, was well aware of these shipping attempts going on, thus the desperate need to try and get back with me before Isaac came to stay. I'm pretty sure I don't have to spell out the inevitable for you guys. Isaac and I did end up in a relationship before he actually came to visit. We bashfully admitted our mutual feelings to each other after some prodding from friends. I hate using the term soulmates, but yeah, all that mushy crap. I probably should have been able to predict this when y'all are falling asleep on Discord and such. Me and wifey used to do that too. But yeah, I don't think I predicted that. I was a little slow on the uptake there. Finally, the long-awaited day had come. Isaac had taken the long, grueling flight all the way from Florida. Yes, he's a Florida man, the USA's version of Straya. And you don't piss off an Australian. Everything where they live is trying to kill them, and they will pull your spine out through your throat.
Fatality.
Much respect for my many Aussie friends that I've made in the virtual community. Seeing Isaac in person was a sight to behold. He towered over me. He had that long, shoulder-length, dark brown hair, a lovely tan complexion. I assume that came from being half Cherokee, the kindest green eyes, and the most genuine smile, accented with dimples, and I am a sucker for dimples. Bro, Isaac out here, he's a real lady killer. Everybody look out. He also looked like, as I said earlier, a bodyguard. Intimidating for sure to anyone who didn't know the actual teddy bear that he was in private with me. I found out later that he had actually spent some time in the security field. It's a living. It made me giggle internally when people's eyes kind of sized him up and then they hustled out of his way as he walked towards me. My joy was uncontainable at this point, and I practically flung myself into his arms and held on to him. He gave a small oof as I collided with him. I'm short, so yeah, I probably gut checked him without meaning to. And he laughed and held me right back. This right here, this felt right. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel unsure or hesitant, guarded or uncomfortable. I just felt warm, happy and warm for the first time in my life being held by a guy. Okay, so I'm sure y'all probably sick of me daydreaming about him by now, so I'll move on to the good stuff. Namely, Isaac completely scaring Weabeard off with his presence alone. Does that mean no fireworks? He just scampers out of the house like a scared little rat? I've long since learned to defend myself thanks to the support of Isaac and a lot of therapy. Don't get me wrong, but at this moment in time, I was grateful that Isaac had come to rescue me, for lack of a better phrase. He certainly did not disappoint. The first day I brought him home with me, we saw neither hide nor hair of Weabeard. He kept himself all but barricaded in his room, only coming out to use the restroom or the microwave before scurrying back inside. God, he is pathetic, isn't he? But you can't take mercy on him. He had no mercy on OP. Eventually, I came home to see that Weabeard had bought a mini fridge and a small microwave of his own to keep in his room so he could avoid coming out as much as possible. He absolutely refused to be in the same room with Isaac or even look him in the eye if they did happen to encounter each other in passing. I still have a good laugh to this day about a particular incident. Weabeard had cornered me in the kitchen one day as I was cooking, just making conversation about a certain game that he was playing at the moment. Unbeknownst to him, Isaac had come out of the room and walked up to stand right behind Weabeard, listening in. He has this uncanny ability to, despite being a mountain of a man, be so light on his feet that you can't hear him walking. Yeah, that's why I scare my wife all the time. I really don't think I'm that scary. I think she's just jumpy. Anyway, I don't know how he does it. He has startled me several times on accident. You're just jumpy too. Anyway, Isaac decided to chime in on the subject that Weabeard was talking about with his own opinion, and Weabeard let out this kind of strangled squeak. He slowly turned around and nervously laughed and nodded as Isaac continued, slowly just backing away with each,
"Yep. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Cool."
Until he had successfully backed his way into his room, closing the door. In a typical no crap given Floridian fashion, Isaac said loudly towards Weabeard's retreating form,
"What a weird friggin' dude."
The audibly choked out, "Oh," that came from Weabeard's room in response. That's me cracking up to this day. Like you already know you're a weird dude, right? But then to have somebody just call you out on it point blank, you love it. Feels good, man. Isaac had tried saying a friendly hello each time he saw Weabeard, however. As previously stated, I had not gone into detail about the true reasons why I wanted him to stay with me at this point. All he knew at this time was that I felt uncomfortable with Weabeard because he was my ex and I wanted moral support. My reasoning for this, I'm ashamed to admit, was not for Weabeard's protection, but because I was afraid that Isaac would pummel the absolute crap out of him and get hauled off to jail. I know some of you will have the opinion that I should have just let Isaac pummel Weabeard for all the things that he had done. This is part of the reason that I shared what I went through with you in the past. I don't like violence. Any kind of violence or yelling or throwing stuff will trigger a panic attack for me, unless it's like in a movie or something. If the movie scene has anything to do with abuse or someone being sliced up, however, yeah, total panic attack. I mean, the secret here is let Isaac beat Weabeard up and then you both say that Weabeard threw the first punch. I would say to actually, goad Weabeard into throwing the first punch if you're able, but he's such a coward, bro. It's never gonna happen. Weabeard had it in his head for some reason that he could just wait Isaac out. That Isaac would eventually have to go back home, and then he could try to weasel back into a relationship with me. No doubt. We found this out because despite not interacting with Isaac in person, he was still messaging him on Discord. What? That is insanity. Are you kidding? Weabeard had typed out this long message to Isaac a week later, just dripping with fake sincerity. I honestly can't remember the exact message itself, but it was something like,
"Hey man, sorry I've been so distant. I guess I'm just not over the whole breakup thing yet. OP does seem genuinely happy with you though, so no hard feelings, I hope. I kind of feel responsible for you two getting together after all. I pushed her into your arms with the way I was acting, but that's not your fault or hers. Next time you come back to visit, I'll try to be more social and even play some games with you like we used to. I see you as a better friend than even my best friend Krusty Beard. So I'd really like some time to hang out with you in the future when you come back."
Isaac stared at the message, dumbfounded, before showing it to me. I guess I should go break the happy news to him, I said. I went out and knocked on Weabeard's door, which he opened a sliver of a crack, looking out at me before opening it completely and letting me in. "Into the nest. His room was disgusting. I think at this point you could probably imagine what the inside of it looked like, so I'll spare you all the gross details. Oh, come on, OP, I love the gross details. How am I supposed to get my spine back into orbit? As soon as I stepped in, I was hit with the smell of body odor and farts. You didn't spare all the details. I appreciate you. And there was also, I honestly can't tell what else it was, but it stank.
Hey, what's up?
Weabeard asked, putting on a depressed demeanor and sighing. Well, I came to talk to you about the message that you just sent to Isaac, I responded quietly, looking around the room at all the piles of crap everywhere. I knew it would take hours to clean this room if I ever wanted my deposit back in the future. I noticed freaking boogers wiped on one of the walls and a peculiar crusty yellow stain on the carpet near his desk.
Ugh, God. There it is. That's what I need.
I swallowed the bile that came up my throat and continued. You know that Isaac isn't leaving, right? I asked, finally able to speak. Weabeard shot up from his chair at this, almost knocking it over in the process, and stared at me.
What do you mean he isn't leaving?
Weabeard demanded. I widened my eyes at his sudden outburst and stepped back away from him towards the doorway. I mean, he's not leaving. As in, he now lives here? He's my boyfriend, and I can have him stay here if I want. It's my apartment, I shot back firmly. Weabeard had taken a few more steps towards me, looking like he was gonna make a grab for me or something.
Well, I pay half the rent here. Shouldn't I have a say if he moves in?
Nah, bro, you're third wheeling right now. You're cramping my style. Pack up, get out. Isaac had heard the commotion from our bedroom and had stepped out into the hall at this moment, showing up in the doorway and causing both Weabeard and myself to jump slightly as he said, "What's going on?" while staring the most soul-shattering glare into Weabeard that I had ever seen. Weabeard just mumbled something under his breath, to which Isaac promptly said, "What was that? Huh?" Isaac was starting to look like he was ready to throw down, and I began to push and tug at him to get him to come back into the room with me. "Isaac, let's just go, please," I coaxed. He reluctantly allowed me to pull him away from the doorway, which Weabeard rushed over and closed. And as we sat on the couch in my room with me in some kind of daze, "Sorry," Isaac said. "I was afraid you were gonna try and hit him or something," I admitted. "I didn't like the way he was talking to you," Isaac shrugged. "Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good guy." Things had become tense in the apartment after this incident. Yeah. Weabeard stuck to his room. We stayed in mine. No more Discord messages or Weabeard trying to sneak in alone time with me. Thank God. Weabeard had found a new favorite hobby though, banging on our shared wall anytime he thought we were making too much noise. Laughing at a YouTube video, bang, bang, bang. Playing some music, bang, bang. Trying to play a video game, bang, bang, bang. It got to the point where I actually texted him, "Hey, can you stop?" And I never got a response from that. He's such a coward, bro. I guess all predators are, you know? I really do want to know how this all comes to a head. This is so ridiculous. The absolute worst part of all of it was that we had tried to be intimate one time, being as quiet as possible, with the TV going in the background, and let me stress to you that this apartment was built a long time ago. These walls are not thin walls. I can barely hear what Isaac is saying to this day if he's in the living room, and I'm in the bedroom right down the hall, even with the doors wide open. And it's not like we wanted that little creep to hear us. Who the hell wants to be overheard doing that? But the second we started, my mattress just happened to make a squeaking noise, and we paused. We looked at each other with wide eyes, and sure enough, we heard Weabeard bang, bang, bang on the wall. It's totally sitcom level. I love it. At a certain point, you just gotta give up the goose and like, bang really loud to make him super uncomfortable. That's the next card that I play, okay? Isaac and I wanted to test something out one day. We felt like there was no way in hell that Weabeard could have heard us the night before, and we wanted to get to the bottom of it. We snuck into Weabeard's room while he was gone at work, and I had Isaac stay in our room. No background noise at all, doors closed, and I told him to just say a phrase as loud as he could over and over to see if I could hear him. I could not. At least not until I literally pressed my head against the wall. Weabeard had been putting his ear to our shared wall and listening for us to do basically anything. I confronted him about this, and of course, he denied it. Deflection game strong.
I'm not doing that. It's just really easy to hear what's going on through the wall,
he argued. No, Weabeard. With TVs going and games and such, and your headphones supposedly on, it is literally impossible. Don't lie to me. You're being a creep, I fired at him, leaving his room and slamming the door behind me. You can lie to your roommate, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to Jesus. Isaac and I waited, needless to say, until Weabeard was at work, and we had the apartment to ourselves to try again, which we did. Loudly. Because without Weabeard there to stop us, we didn't want to hold back. After we finished, I wrapped a robe around myself and giggled at Isaac, who was shouting some flirtatious things to me from the room as I went down the hall to get us some water. To my absolute shock and horror, I found Weabeard, sitting on the couch in the living room, staring at the floor. Yes! Oh, it's so perfect. I couldn't have picked a better path myself. He had heard everything. He had come home from work early, heard us going at it, and had just sat down on the couch and listened in. Why are you here? I sputtered, clenching the robe tighter around myself. You never come home from work early. What are you doing here? Weabeard just dramatically looked up at me with sorrowful eyes and turned away from me, making a dash to the front door and flinging it open, leaving the apartment and slamming the door. He was waiting for them to finish so he could do his big dramatic exit. Oh, it's so funny. I rushed back into the bedroom and rambled to Isaac. He was out there. He heard us. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God, he freaking heard all of it. Why was he just sitting there? Isaac looked shocked at first, but he quickly recovered and started laughing, which in turn got me laughing as well, though it was more nervous laughter on my part. My laughter turned to outright disgust and anger a while later, and I feverishly sent a text to Weabeard. Weabeard, you should have just left when you heard that going on. I'm really creeped out that you just sat out there and listened in on us. Then you waited for me to catch you sitting out there so you could guilt trip me or something? Oh my God, I'm so beyond over your crap. Consider this your 30-day notice. Get the hell out! I hit the send button and I took a deep breath. He was out in less than 2 weeks. Isaac and I woke up one day to the sound of banging around going on in the living room, and not the good kind. And I walked out to find Weabeard's dad and mom hauling all of his stuff out of the apartment and into a U-Haul. His mother gave me dirty looks the whole time. I had hurt her sweet, precious, innocent little baby boy that never did anything wrong with his life, and OP is the devil. Okay, good riddance. They couldn't get all of the stuff that he had accumulated in just one day, so they took all the big stuff first and promised to return the following afternoon to pack up the rest. I agreed to this arrangement and let Weabeard hang on to his copy of the apartment key. For now. Nuh-uh, don't let him hang on to the apartment key. He's gonna come back in the middle of the night and shotgun both of you while you sleep in bed, okay? You knock on the door, I'll open it. You get your crap and I never see you again, okay? That's how we're doing this. After he had left, I ventured to get onto the virtual community to let all my friends on there know that I was finally free, that Isaac had agreed to stay with me permanently, and that I was finally able to just breathe. The horror was over. At long last, it was done. So I sat there, cheerfully chatting with my friends, when into my chat room popped a girl I didn't recognize. I welcomed her to the room and continued on with my conversation, just going into details about what Isaac and I planned to do with all of that freed up space in the apartment, when all of a sudden, a wall of text appeared in the public chat. The girl who had entered early had been typing the whole time, posted her spiel, then promptly left, blocking me as she did so. I still have the screenshot of this message somewhere in Discord, but to make it short, it basically said,
"Mute, I've been wanting to say this all to you for months. You're a total biznatch. You used Weabeard to pay your bills for you, and you abused him, all while he tried to sheepishly stick up for himself. You left him for another guy, and you shoved your new relationship in his face. You're a disgusting human being, and you're a disgrace to abused women everywhere."
She ended her message with, "Toodaloo! See you next Tuesday, scum," before she left. Please don't have any ill will toward this girl. I certainly don't. I see her as yet another victim of Weabeard's manipulation and lies. Bro, you actually think that was a third party? I'm pretty sure that was Weabeard or his mom. Like 99% chance. Obviously, Weabeard had been going online to his Discord friends who hadn't been around personally to see all the crap he was pulling or the way in which he treated me, and he was talking mountains of trash about me the whole time, all while pretending to be friendly to my face. Such a coward, dude. These people had no way of judging whether or not what Weabeard was telling them was true. None of them had ever met me before. He was even going as far as to tell them that I had maltreated him verbally and physically, that I used him for money and dumped him for some absolute stranger. If someone I was friends with told me that their ex had been doing all that, I also would want to go out on the warpath. I understand that to them I looked like a complete monster. I was still obviously pissed regardless, but at this point, I really didn't care. Let him throw his little fit. Let him lie and manipulate and drag my name through the mud. At least he's someone else's problem now. Plus, I had some sweet revenge up my sleeve anyways. Oh, we do get bigger fireworks. You saved the best for last. Weabeard's mother was a devout Catholic. The type of Catholic that believes contraception is a sin and so is self-pleasure. It just so happened that the afternoon Weabeard returned to grab the last of his stuff, his mother was going to be the one to come up and help him out. So what did I do? I left his flashlight with an E instead of an A, opened and on full display right in the middle of his boxes. Not to make it even worse, but I bet it smells putrid. And I also made sure to leave all of his other nasty paraphernalia right up front, in plain view for his dear mommy to find. I then stopped him at the door and let his mother go in first, demanding my key back from Weabeard before I let him go inside. She didn't blow up on him in my apartment, but oh, the beautiful symphony of screeching once they were outside. I think she had ripped into him for a full 20 minutes before I heard the car doors slamming and them finally taking off, taking Weabeard far the hell away from me and out of my life for good. I then turned and handed Isaac the spare apartment key, grinning ear to ear. Isaac and I are still together to this day, happily married and living our best lives. Oh, and you get a happy ending too! He has taught me to be more assertive, more confident, and a lot more outgoing than I ever was before. He supported me through every fear, every tear, every dream that I've had, and he really is my rock. I dare say he is my soulmate. I do believe in soulmates, yes. You guys saved each other, 100%. I've done a lot of growing emotionally over these past years, and so I'll leave you all with my personal quote that I've repeated to myself to get me through. Nobody's gonna put up a fight for me but myself, and I'm not going down without one. I hope my story and these words can reach someone out there. If at least one person learns from the mistakes that I've made, I can rest easier at night. Thanks, everyone. Please take care of yourselves. Mute. Gosh, I really did think that the infamous box was gonna make a reappearance. Leave that one out for his mother to find. The most damning evidence of all, but no, she'd probably still deny it. She's like, that's my sweet baby boy. He'll never learn to take accountability. Let's just hope that he ends up alone for a very long time. The dating pool, we don't need you, Weabeard. You have been officially retired. And I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. You know, follow me on all the things. I'd appreciate that a lot. Thanks to my Patreon patrons and my YouTube channel members as well. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.